Good morning. This is Joy Hansen, day 57 of my 100-day challenge. And it is also the first day of fall. So it's the autumnal equinox where the day apparently is the same exact or close to the amount of time that it's night. So change is definitely in the air. And it's colder today than it has been in a really long time. And so in northern Arizona, not normally, but the summers are warm. And so I've been opening my windows and it's just, been great. And then this morning I am needing to close the windows because it is getting quite chilly. So this morning, our hot tip number 57, because it's the 57th day of my 100-day challenge, is that it's time to change. And this, I read one of these quotes this morning. I'd never heard, I don't know why this hit me as hard as it did, but summer ends and autumn comes, and he who would have it otherwise would have high tide always and a full moon every night. That would suck. It's too much. And so I'm aware as the season is changing that I'm changing and that it's time to change. And so how do we do that gracefully? And, it is the thing that is always constant, is that things are always changing. And so as I was preparing this morning, I was just really in awe. There's a few different things I read every morning. So I have about an hour that I spend in the morning reading and contemplating. And this morning, it was like every single thing I read went together and it was all just syncing up. And if I'm paying attention to my life and to the things that are happening around me, I will notice that everything is just as it should be, and everything is a little memo or a road sign for what I'm wanting and for my next thing. If I'm not paying attention to this, and then that helps me navigate my change really gracefully. I'll see something or I'll notice a feeling and that will guide my next decision. So if I am not noticing this, every single thing that I see will be just sort of a roadblock or a confusion or a challenge. And so if I get set in my ways and I decide, okay, this is what I think I need to do, and I just go for it and I don't notice my emotions along the way, I'll just blow by things that are actually giving me signals as to the next direction to go. So the secret to change, this is a Socrates quote, the secret of change is to focus all of your energy not on fighting the old, but building the new. And so as the season changes and as we all change, focusing all of our energy on building what's new, building what's wanting to come through, not resisting what is old and fighting against no, I don't want this to change. I want this to stay exactly the same. This is going well. But really moving with the change. So this is a morning of quotes. So I read this quote and it really put into a summary all of this about change. And this really, right now with where I am, I'm sort of in a transition point in my life. And so this quote really exemplifies what I want and kind of also how things are for me. We cry when we should be laughing, are envious when we should feel inspired, experience deprivation instead of abundance, do it the hard way instead of the easy way, pull back instead of reaching out, and worst of all, we close our hearts so we won't get hurt, when opening them is the only way we'll ever know joy. So Navigating change is doing that. I'm going to read it again. We cry when we should be laughing, are envious when we should feel inspired, experience deprivation instead of abundance, do it the hard way instead of the easy way, pull back instead of reaching out, and worst of all, we close our hearts so we won't get hurt when opening them is the only way we'll ever know joy. So today, as I'm navigating this change for our first day of fall, summer is over, this is what I will be doing. I wrote myself an affirmation. Today, I will be aware of my surroundings and actively be open to reaching out instead of pulling back, feeling inspired when I notice I feel jealous, and figure out how to laugh when I feel like crying. Oh, yay. Someone just said that that's totally them. So, yeah, as we navigate that today, figuring out how we can move forward rather than pulling back, expand rather than contract. And it's interesting because summer is usually the time when we expand and move forward, but with fall, things are falling away and things are becoming new. They're getting ready to become new. So this is a perfect time to identify how we can move forward. Because you know what? It's damn time. Let's do it. Have a wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing you Monday at 10 a.m. And leave me a comment. Follow Joy Hansen. Well, it's facebook.com/follow Joy Hansen. And that's where I have like all the conversations and chit chat about what's going on and any challenges you're up to. All right. Have a wonderful day. Thanks. Bye. Thank you, Scott.